federal antitrust law that officials say is aimed at ensuring a fair and competitive market. Apple has defended the digital fortress known as its walled garden as a feature prized by consumers who wanted to protect their personal information.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Chilly this morning, but we will see the sunshine. Look for a high near 39. Mostly clear tonight. We'll drop down to a low of 24. Tomorrow, a chance of afternoon showers. Otherwise, mostly sunny with a high near 57. Showers are likely Friday night. We'll drop down to a low of about 37. A chance of showers on Saturday with temperatures in the high 40s and sunshine on Sunday with a high near 52. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
On this Thursday, March the 21st of 2024, at 36 after 11, we've got a temperature of 32 degrees with partly sunny skies in Beaver County. That's a look at the news for now. I'm Curtis Walsh for 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
It's time for Notes on Local Entertainment, the show highlighting the best in local talent. Hosted by Scott Tady Entertainment, editor for the Beaver County Times, and Eddie Crow.
I had an idea of what was coming, but if you want to check it out visually, Scott Tady is now available to be viewed on... It made it sound like you were dead. Scott Tady's viewing... Scott Tady, I knew was going to come in here rocking something Duquesne because you're pumped up. Editor for the Beaver County Times. I didn't know you were as big. Are you a sport guy or are you an alma mater guy?
Yeah, I've been waiting my whole adult life to be able to write the name Duquesne Dukes in a NCAA bracket. That day has finally come. First time since the Nixon administration, Eddie, the Norm Nixon administration. They've been there. He had a great career, of course, the Lakers. But, yeah, we're excited. 12:40 p.m. on True TV is where they're showing Duquesne versus Brigham Young.
Oh, God, this is the time of year where you find out what television networks are owned by other television networks.
It could be TBS, it could be TNT. Yeah, well, it's alphabet soup.
You and I are soccer freaks. Where are the games showing up for us on a Saturday?
USA.
Maybe USA, maybe CNBC if it's relegation weekend.
Yes, Peacock.
If you want it bad enough, you're going to go find it. Now, do you give them a chance against
Brigham Young? Yeah, they're the 6 versus 12 seed.
Okay. I'm glad you phrased it like that. You're a hoops guy. We've taught you pay attention to it. You just mentioned Norm Nixon, so obviously
I used to pay attention to it. Like I think Brigham Young. I think Danny Ainge. Remember him?
Yeah. With the Celtics.
Exactly. He was a Brigham Young guy.
Yeah.
But I can't name anyone that's played for either one of those schools in the past 30 years.
So was McMahon, the quarterback for the
Chicago Bears.
Yeah, he was a Brigham Young guy.
Right.
Well, my best friend in the world teaches not at Brigham Young, but at Utah State.
Okay.
That's where if it's too uptight for you to go to Brigham Young, you go to Utah State.
If you like drinking caffeine and
yeah, if you're a caffeine fan, you go up to Logan. You stay out of Provo.
Are they the Utes? The
Utes? I don't know.
I kind of did that in a.
I believe they are.
I sort of did my cousin Vinny when I did that.
Yeah, the Utes.
I didn't try to. But great scene, right? We have Herman Munster's the judge, and my cousin Vinny, unable to understand the thick Brooklyn accent of Joe Pesci.
Judge Chamberlain Holla.
Yes,
is his name. At your work, do you have the polls going on, the pools? Was there one guy or one person making sure everybody put their $5 in and here's your sheet and fill it out? Because it used to be that way. I don't know if it is that much anymore. We don't have one here. One of our sister stations has 3 or 4.
It hasn't. That's the thing that's lost because of working from home, working remotely. You're right. There always was the one guy. That in the Super Bowl, make sure you got your square filled out.
That's right.
I mean, there was one woman who worked in our office. That was the one time a year you would see her, and that was her focus.
That was her contribution to the workplace.
And God bless her. We all put our $10 in and gave an excuse to watch a game after it was a blowout. So,
what do you think the productivity level drops to?
Plummets. There's been studies on that, yeah, especially in the March Madness.
Yes.
Because games are during work hours. Super Bowl, okay, it's on a Sunday, but they're showing games 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And, yeah, people are definitely cutting out early to watch or have the screen on their computer, just making sure the boss isn't behind them. Hurry up and switch the window you're looking at.
click. Yeah, like people don't know.
Yeah,
you walk by and somebody lunges towards the mouse. Okay, what are you doing? You got to do something that I had planned to do, and life came up and I couldn't go. How was the Donnie Irish show? It's tough to imagine it was anything other than amazing because, one, you got Donnie. Two, you got a Clark's. And who was the other band?
The Vindies out of Youngstown. Yeah, I love them. Well, it was one of the more emotional shows I've seen in a while. Donnie's first show since the cancer treatments, the bladder cancer treatments.
Mm-hmm.
So first couple songs, they started with Agnes, which isn't one that really showcases his big screams. It's kind of a storytelling kind of thing. But then he gets into That's the Way Love Ought to Be.
And then they got into a fight.
Yeah, good call on Agnes.
Yeah.
By the end of the song, That's the Way Love Ought to Be, Donnie does one of those epic screams. And so my fingers were literally crossed. My breath was held. He got to the end of it, and he nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Next several songs, same thing. That Donnie Irish, that wail that pierces the night and gives you so much excitement and feeling. Thing is, as the show went on, he started to run out of some breath. He it's his first time back. There was an oxygen tank on the side of the stage. He took a couple hits like that, like you'd see football players do back in the day on the bench.
Yeah.
And, but he finished the show. It was a very, very powerful ending. They did with a little help from my friends, the Beatles song.
Yeah.
They've been doing that for 10 years as the show closer, but it really seemed more profound this time because Scott of the Clarks, the Vindy singer, Jackie were on stage with him, the whole audience rooting for him, pulling for him. He did that line about, would you stand up and walk on me? About 500 Yinzers shouted, no!
No, Donnie, love you, Donnie.
It was odd. It wasn't even planned. But he was smiling as he got to it was a 2-hour performance, really pushing him to the limit. But he did it. So to me, it was inspiring seeing that, seeing him back on stage doing what he does, and I'm really wishing him continued success.
How often does that happen at this stage in your career, where you walk out of a show going, "Damn, that was truly." Goosebumps.
Yeah, you don't see that often. Like the night before, I saw Bryan Adams, and he was phenomenal. The guy can still sing like he as good as he ever did. Doing all the hits, but it was well executed, but it didn't have that emotional, like you said, goosebumps where you're just. You're overwhelmed, and you got to see a hometown hero. And of course, I do got to mention there was a fight on the floor during
How do you
Love
fight?
Is Like a Rock.
How do you fight during a Donnie Irish song? What's wrong with you people?
Is that the most Yinzer moment though? Well, it was after the St. Patrick's Day parade, and the security had to come in. And I mean, if you're getting tossed out during Love Is Like a Rock, I don't know. I'd be a little bit embarrassed of that. But
Look at your life at that point.
Yeah. Good crowd though. Got a lot of Donnie Iris merch. There was one guy dressed up in the yellow suits with the Donnie Iris wig.
The old album cover.
Yeah, he nailed that look. Yeah, so it was good. And Donnie, it was great to see you back out there, buddy. And
love you, man.
Wishing you continued health.
I was lucky, and you know this. Previous employers put me in a position where I dealt with Donnie, God, dozens of times. I got nothing bad to say. I can't even make up something bad to say. He was just always, he and Rick Witkowski, after you would talk to you how it happened, but I loved dealing with Donnie.
Genuine, nice. Yeah, and Rick Witkowski was at the Donnie Hour show.
Absolutely.
I had to point him to where the backstage area was. He was kind of wandering around, but yeah, and that's why I think that's why we love Donnie. That's why he's so iconic to our region, because everyone has a story of running into him at the grocery store or on the street, the bar, Kelly's Saloon, and he's nice every single time.
If you can walk through Beaver County and not run into Donnie Iris or one of the Grenadis, you were walking a back road.
You got to be.
Do you think it's where we live that keeps people, quote unquote, normal?
Yeah. I do.
You think that's
I think that goes back to the steel mill days, and it was supportive. But if you got a little bit too big for your britches, there were people there to lower you,
sort you out.
Make sure a well chosen word was enough to make you say, okay, you need to calm it down a bit. And,
hey, rock star.
Yeah.
And another show's coming. Is the Beaver Station show tonight, or is tomorrow night?
Saturday night, yes.
Saturday
it's part
night.
3, our Cabin Fever music series. A band from Columbus, Ohio, making only its second ever Pennsylvania appearance. They're called Devil Doves, and they have one of those, it's not a cajon, but one of those drums you sit on, and the drummer bangs away with his hands, and it's very folky, kind of alternative folk, country, garage rock, though, a bit of that, too. So I think they're going to do really well. The Devil Doves, they've sold a lot of tickets. They sold about extra 30 compared to last month, so place ought to be packed. Yeah, but there's still maybe a dozen, 15 tickets left. So if you want to go Saturday, hear a really good Columbus band, Beaver Station, you know what a just great venue that is. It's just very comfortable, homey.
That might be my favorite venue here in Western PA. After last year, seeing with Buffalo Rose, seeing two or three of the shows last year, it's even if the band's not good, you would enjoy the surroundings of it.
One thing that the musicians who come here, usually we get people from, I say we, I kind of help book some of the shows, but we get people from Pittsburgh that don't play Beaver County regularly. In this case, we're getting someone from Columbus. And one of the things the musicians have picked up on is the crowd is there to see the music. This isn't, you're not background music while they're at the bar talking and watching basketball or trying to pick up somebody. They're focused solely on the music. That is why they're there, and the cocktail hour, of course. But and musicians like that. I think they'd rather play for 150 people that are intently watching and cheering and listening than a crowd 3 times bigger where half the people aren't even staring at the stage.
When does that go away in terms of venue size? That's easy to stay engaged if it's a small bar and there are a couple hundred people. When does that get difficult? 4,000 seat?
Yeah, because you see the Jurgles, you still see. I think that's the case.
But Mr. Smalls, you're still pretty engaged.
Yeah, I think of a Jurgle show where Southside Johnny was playing though, and they were showing the NCAA basketball. At one point, he stopped the show and said, "Can you guys please turn the game off?" He said, "Not only is it distracting the fans, I'm finding myself watching it too." So kill the TVs, and they did. So
did you just see the story? Mellencamp was out playing a show. Somebody heckled him.
Ooh.
He played 9 songs and said, "See you later, boys."
Whoa.
So apparently, you know what his nickname has been for 1,000 years, right?
I do not. What?
He is referred to by his own people as the little bastard. Okay. And apparently he went little bastard. Are crowds less polite than they used to be because of phones? Or are we just less polite as a society? Or do we go to shows to tell people we went and not pay attention? Where are we going wrong with this? Because I bet you nobody at the Donnie Irish show was staring at their phone, were they?
That's true. It's a combination of things. I interviewed Steve Miller of Steve Miller Band fame, and he said there's been many times he's wanted to kick somebody in the front row who's like doing that thing where their back is to the performer, they're filming themselves, so all their friends can see, hey, look, I'm at the Steve Miller show, you can see him behind me. He said he's been this close to just literally kicking people in the butt when they do that.
Booting them in the back of the head.
He would get such a loud cheer if he did. Maybe he should. I think it's just civility itself. We've gotten tenser, ruder. It's kind of like a powder keg. I always worry when sometimes a singer will allow an audience member to shout out something, and there's a fine line. You can let a couple
when they
do
engage it. Is that, what'd you say? Yeah.
But that opens the floodgates, and then everyone's shouting out requests. And look on the floor. There's a set list taped to the floor, and 95 times out of 100, they're going to play the exact songs in the exact order they're written there. So don't act like they're going to do some.
They're not going to stop. Well, if you're talking about a big production show, you can't change things because all the pyro and all the lighting and everything else is already programmed in off the set list.
I remember like a Cyndi Lauper concert, someone like shouting for time after time, play time. Yeah, you think she's going to skip that one? I'm pretty sure
she's going to blow that one off. Yeah, so Lou Reed's in concert. I bet he plays that one depressing song. Yeah. Scott Tady is my guest. It is Beaver County Radio, news and notes on entertainment. I got more questions for you. Don't go anywhere. Let me take care of this first.
The 2024 Beaver County Envirothon will be held on April 10th at Brady's Run Lodge, sponsored by the Beaver County Conservation District. This event gives high school students the opportunity to compete to test their knowledge of various topics, including soil, forestry, wildlife, aquatics, and a current environmental issue which changes annually. Winners of the county level go on to compete at the state level competition. There's also an Envirothon for middle school students, though they are not able to compete at the state competition. The district is seeking donations for their program to help cover the costs of events, including supplies and all costs involved with the Envirothon. Donations can be made directly to the Conservation District. Donation forms are available through the district's website, or you can contact the district via phone.
Beaver County Transit Authority connects you to where you want to be. The doctor's office perfect for a well-deserved shopping spree. We'll take you to wherever you please. Safe, no fuss, leave the driving to us. Hop on, adventures coming your way. Beaver County Transit Authority, BCTA. Ride the bus.
With winter blues coming to an end, the Beaver County Transit Authority is excited to announce big changes are coming soon. We are reimagining and redefining how we connect Beaver County and can't wait to share it with you. Want to stay in the loop? Sign up for our email notifications at www.bcta.com or follow us on social media at RideBCTA. Stay tuned for more information.
If being well educated is important to you, then you need to get to Friendly Federal Credit Union now. This is Cindy Hilario. Besides helping to educate you and your family about managing money, we also help educate the future generations of Beaver County.
It's true. Right now, applications for the annual Carl D. Ross and Anthony S. Payne Memorial Scholarships are now available. 2 $1,000 scholarships are awarded every year to help fund education for our local members. This is Karen Latchall. Click friendlyfcu.org or visit Friendly Federal Credit Union for more information or to apply.
Learn more, get it, about what your credit union can do for you. Visit the place that makes more sense for you. Friendly Federal Credit Union, member NCUA, equal housing lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union, you got a friend.
The Lenten season is just around the corner, and Our Lady of the Valley Parish is inviting you to one of the best Lenten fish fries in the Valley at the St. Cecilia Hall on California Avenue in Rochester. The fish fries get underway on Friday, February the 16th, and will be every Friday throughout the Lenten season from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. They will have fish sandwiches, fried for $11 or baked for $12. Fish dinners are $13 and shrimp dinners are $14. There's also a Chesapeake Bay dinner for $15 that includes fish, shrimp, and crab cakes. Dinners also include coleslaw and a choice of French fries, mac and cheese, or pierogies. There's yummy pie for dessert, but that's a little bit extra. You can eat in, you can take out, or they'll deliver from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Credit cards are also accepted. Call 724-775-3775 or 724-709-7426.
Make Easter more delicious than ever with chocolates and novelties from Rosalind Candy Castle. You're invited to stop in for the area's best selection of Easter basket fillers and novelties made from the highest quality pure milk chocolate. Try their homemade hand-decorated Easter eggs, such as the mouth-watering peanut butter melt-away eggs, delicious cashew melt-away eggs, or the traditional fruit and nut eggs. All 15 varieties of Easter eggs are made fresh in Rosalind's Candy Kitchen. Hop on over to Rosalind Candy Castle on the corner of 13th Street and 5th Avenue in New Brighton, or shop online at rosalindcandy.com. Rosalind Candy Castle, the sweetest place in Beaver County. When you talk about community involvement and safety, the name Fry stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Fry Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their community's best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Fry Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
You sent me a message, and I wanted to ask. We don't have much time. Scott Tady is my guest from the Beaver County Times, talking about requests and playlists and such for concerts. Explain what Ben Folds is doing. I love that guy. I think that guy's a genius. Explain what he is doing regarding his set list.
At 1 p.m., they're going to announce the Three Rivers Arts Festival music concert headliners, but one has already been leaked out. We know for a fact that Ben Folds is closing night, which I believe is June 9th. Ben is going to do his Paper Airplane request concerts. The whole tour, you want to request a song, you make a paper airplane, you write the name of the song on it, you throw it on the stage. He's going to randomly pick them off the stage, the paper airplanes, read it. That is going to be the set list. He's done it before, and fans go wild. They love it, and talk about spontaneity. I mean,
talk about skill set.
Yeah, when's the last time you made a paper airplane? I don't know if I can still do it. I can do a football.
I can do a simple one. I couldn't do a paper football. You know who used to do something similar? Do you remember the Mac Davis show?
Mac, yes.
He had that variety show. How did it end? They'd take him through the audience, and somebody would give him an idea for a song. Now, I'm sure it was planted, but they'd give him an idea for a song, and he would make up a song on the spot.
Wow.
Using that information.
Elvis Costello uses like a Wheel of Fortune kind of spinning wheel sometimes. You know what the songs are, you just don't know the order they're going to be played.
That's great.
I think so.
That's great. But Ben Folds might be enough of a reason for me to venture downtown this summer.
I'll have the whole lineup online, thetimesonline.com at 1 p.m. The Arts Festival, the free shows. There'll be 10 of them this year.
Okay. What needs to get out before I tell you to be quiet? We got to go.
I think we covered it. Go Dukes, Duquesne Dukes, 1240. That's Joe Negri's alma mater, one of the greatest guitarists in Pittsburgh history. Fred Rogers' right-hand musical man.
Fred was, his birthday was yesterday.
That's right.
I remember Joe Negri, and we go down. You know what, we're going to do that. Not now, but we're going to sit down and talk about the most influential Western PA musicians at some point.
Ooh.
All right?
All right, I'll be ready.
That's what we're going to do, but not now because I got to do this.
Thanks for tuning in to Notes on Local Entertainment.